What's up guys, Angad here and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to revise the maths test portion for my fellow Dallas classmates so that they can ace the upcoming maths test. So let's get started. Okay, so let's start with the first sum. So the first sum says find the remainder when p of x is divided by x plus 1. This is quite simple. All you have to know is long division with polynomials and then you can easily solve the sum. So like over here you can see how I solved it. So first you you divide 15x cubed by x. So that gives a quotient of 15x squared. And then you multiply 15x squared by x and plus 1. When you do that, you have to then flip the signs of the values and then subtracted by the first two values, as you can see I've done here. Then you get 7x squared. Now you repeat the process until you get a final remainder, which in this case is 24. So the answer to this question is positive 24. Second question says show that x plus 2 is a factor of p of x and write p of x as a product of linear factors. What linear factors basically means is that you need to write all the factors of the function. So basically first let's solve the first part of the question, which is x plus 2 is a factor. So you just divide x plus 2 by the p of x, the same steps that we did in the last sum, and then you will get 0. So and then the quotient is a quadratic equation, we can see. So the next two factors will be in the quotient. So then you have to, so we can verify x plus 2 is a factor of p of x because the remainder is 0, and when the remainder is 0 it is a factor of the function. So that's done. And now we need to find the other two factors. For that we need to split the middle term of 15x squared minus 8x plus 1. If we can't do that, we can just use the quadratic formula, which I have done here, which is minus b plus minus square root b square minus 4ac by 2a. So that's what I've done here, and then you can get the other factors of 1 by 3 and 1 by 5. So it's important to know that x is equal to 1 by 3 and it's not, and x plus 1 by 3 is not a factor. So if x is equal to 1 by 3, x minus 1 by 3 is a factor of p by x. So in the linear form, the factors would be x plus 2, x minus 1 by 3 and x minus 1 by 5 in the format I've written here. Now we need to sketch the possible graph for p of x and hence solve when p of x is less than 0. So when we sketch the graph, in cubic functions the maximum point is first and then it is the minimum point. So we will it starts from the left side to the right side. So we'll make points at minus 2, 1 by 5 and 1 by 3. As we know, those are x-intercepts, which means factors, and then we'll draw the maximum first and minimum second. When we do that, we will also have a y-intercept, and we can calculate the y-intercept by plugging all the x values in our equation as 0. So when we do that, we can find out the y-intercept, which is 2 by 15. So as you can see here, and the function is less than 0 when it is when p of x is less than minus 2. You can see that the graph is below the x-axis, that means less than 0. And when the graph is between 1 by 5 and 1 by 3, it is also less than 0 as it is below the x-axis. So that's your answer. The third question says to sketch the graph for the modulus function x squared minus 4x plus 3. For this one, and the second part of the function, second part of the question says that x squared minus 4x plus 3 modulus is equal to k, which has only two solutions. So first we have to sketch the graph. For obviously we need to find the roots of that equation. So there is x minus 1 and x minus 3 are the roots. So when we have found the roots, we have to just draw a normal graph. But what does modulus basically mean? It's that all the values that are beneath the x-axis will be reflected on the x-axis and will go topwards. So that's why we'll get a graph like this. Sorry. Now we need to find out what values of k has only two solutions. We can see that the value above this vertex point will have only two solutions. So we need to find the vertex. For that we need to put in the equation the vertex form. If you don't know how to write an equation the vertex form, is basically take the b term of the equation, which is minus 4 in this case, and the half of that you need to square it. You need to write both the positive square and the negative square. The positive square first. So it will be like x square minus 4x plus 2 square minus 2 square plus 3. Now the first three terms, x square minus 4x plus 2 square, put them in brackets and factorize that. Once you do that, we can see that after factorizing, we'll get x minus 2 the whole bracket square minus 1. The vertex is usually the minus h comma k format. So minus h means minus minus 2, which means positive 2, and k is minus 1, so 1. So that's the vertex. But in modulus form, that is not the vertex. The vertex will be 2 comma 1, since the graph is reflected on the x-axis. So we know that the y coordinate is 1 and k will have to be greater than 1 to have two solutions. Now let's go on to another question. This question says that we need to write down the range of f. Now in this question they have already provided us with the vertex function format. So we know it's minus h comma k. So we can put minus minus 1 comma minus 5, which is 1 comma minus 5. So the bottommost point of the function is minus 5. So the range will be y is greater than or equal to minus 1. Now we need to find the inverse. Now when we find the inverse, what we have to do is we need to first make x the subject, which is what I have done over here. And once you have made x the subject, all you have to do is simply replace the values of x and y. That's your inverse. It's as simple as that. As given an example over here, feel free to pause and understand how I've done it. Now it says find the value of x for which f of x is equal to f of inverse of x. So basically this means that we need to find the coordinate where these two the graphs intersect, and only the x coordinate, not the y coordinate. So for this you'll have to equate both of the equations, the f of x and f of inverse. So I've equated over here root of x plus 5 plus 1 is equal to x minus 1 the whole bracket square minus 5. So once you do that, you'll come up with 4 answers. I have not shown the working over here as it's pretty obvious what it will be. If you don't understand, please feel to solve it yourself and see how I got these 4 answers. So the 4 answers I got is x is equal to 4, x is equal to minus 1, x is equal to minus root 21 minus 1 by 2, and x is equal to root 21 plus 1 by 2. Now when we have sketched the graph, you can mentally sketch the graph, it doesn't have to be accurate. We can see that the intersection point is somewhere over here. The intersection point is obviously on the positive side, so minus 1 and minus root 21 minus 1 are automatically not like the correct answer, and root 21 plus 1 by 2 is obviously has to be very very close to the y-axis to be the actual answer, which is not the case. So x is equal to 4, that is our answer. So we get x is equal to 4. Okay, so that's all for today. I hope my classmates will now get full marks in their math test. If you don't study in DIS, it's fine. You can use these questions as a revision to become a master of the starting of the harder concepts of international and ad math, I would say. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon for future videos. If you have any doubts, do let me know in the comment section below. But for now,